USC Athletic Director Jennifer Cohen is getting called every name in the book. Only problem is she's right. The Clippers are down 3 starters, and if the market shakes out, the Rams could land Matthew Stafford's replacement with relative ease. Good morning. I'm James, and this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is November 18th, 2025. We added a new subscriber to the Angeleno Familia yesterday. Thank you. We're going to do our best to keep you informed, and if you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. By all means, comment. Now, a quick look at the scoreboard because we have got a ton to talk about. Philadelphia 110, Clippers 108. Clippers are now 4-10, and we'll talk more about them in a moment. Washington edged the Kings 2-1. Meanwhile, tonight, Utah's at the Lakers at 7:30. LeBron James practiced with the Lakers for the first time yesterday. We do not know if that means he's going to be playing tonight. He said he felt good. He just doesn't have the aerobic capability to play hard for long minutes. So we'll have to wait and see. And Sacramento State is at 19th ranked UCLA at 8:30. You know, the Bruins, they lose by just 5 points to Arizona. And yet they fell 4 spots in yesterday's AP Top 25 poll. Now, I wouldn't get too booty hurt over it. There's plenty of time for UCLA to rise. It just seemed in the moment to be a little harsh. So with that out of the way, what do you say we get to the news? And I'm going to revive something we've been bringing up every so often. It is super easy to make a sexist joke at the expense of USC Athletic Director Jen Cohen. I've been seeing it on social media, heard it among football fans. Oh, what does she know about football? She's a woman, a blonde one at that. Who put the Hooters waitress in charge of USC? And that woman is one of the best things that has happened to Trojans football in decades. And if the Trojans being 8-2 and holding the top recruiting class in the nation isn't proof enough, if the infrastructure that Cohen has helped to build at USC football is not enough to know that she has the Trojans' best interests at heart, well, a couple of stories broke in the last couple of days to further validate it. See, last night, the opposition from both USC and Michigan was enough for the Big Ten and a private capital group to put the brakes on an investment in the conference. It would have pushed almost $2.5 billion into the coffers of the 18-team conference, which sounds like it's a lot of money because it's a lot of money. The investor backed off, saying they want the league to get on the same page. Now, that might seem that USC, particularly Cohen, isn't thinking. That would be wrong. The good old boys network is doing everything they can to apply pressure on her. But she's right. And I'm here to tell you, if she can face down the social media mob that clowned her and Lincoln Riley over the Notre Dame rivalry possibly ending, which, by the way, I still don't believe is happening, she is not going to wilt on this one either. Cohen is standing tall against a bunch of men applying pressure to cut the amount of money that USC can earn. And also, the good old boys are basically trying to get her to cave and accept everything on Notre Dame's terms. That is standing tall. And Cohen deserves credit for it. The reason Cohen and Michigan hate this deal with the private investment group is because the Big Ten would not have complete control over their broadcast rights if they go into it. That is the golden goose, guys. That is where the big money comes in. And you're going to sell a big chunk of that for a couple of billion? Cohen, meanwhile, is like, listen, guys, You want us to give up our TV, our broadcast, our streaming rights for decades. Decades. For one dopamine hit of cash. You short attention span having idiots. Do you know how much things could rise in terms of contracts in the next couple of years? Because they don't drop, they go up. Now, according to on3.com, by the way, USC would actually get less money out of the deal. $10 million less than Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. The Trojans are every bit the blue blood football program as they are. Don't act like they're not. You've seen the Heismans. You've seen the national championships. They need to be paid in full, and Cohen is standing up for that. Meanwhile, online gossipers, and by the way, isn't it kind of hilarious how the men are the ones gossiping like little washwomen in medieval times by the river? Yeah, they're suggesting, they're trying to get you to panic, suggesting USC is going independent. Cohen said no such thing, and it's not going to happen. Stop it. Be patient. This is negotiation. This is long-term thinking on her part over short-term emotion that, like I said, is ironically enough being hyped up by grown-ass men who should know better. She also confirmed something that I've been telling you guys on this channel for months. USC wants the Notre Dame game in the first month of the season. And I know that there are Trojans fans who don't want to see the battle for the jeweled shillelagh go away. I'm one of them. Absolutely. But again, she's right. For months, social media, boosted up by Notre Dame's athletic department, has hyped up a narrative. Oh, USC is chicken. Jennifer Cohen is a coward, and she doesn't know football. You don't have to be Andy Reid to know that USC playing Michigan, Notre Dame, and Nebraska in 3 consecutive weeks is tougher than Notre Dame playing Boston College, Navy, and Pittsburgh in 3 consecutive weeks. Who has the tougher schedule? Who always has the tougher schedule? USC is traveling to Oregon this week. Notre Dame is at home against 3-7 Syracuse. So, shh. And by the way, since I was ahead of the curve on USC wanting the rivalry to go in month 1 to try to balance out the schedule a little bit, here's something you guys might haven't considered. You don't think that NBC will pressure the Irish to keep the rivalry? NBC cuts this fat check to Notre Dame, and you're going to sit there and say that they're going to be like, hey, man, we're paying you all this money just so you can play Stanford. Yeah, we don't need you playing USC. We're so happy handing you this wheelbarrow full of cash. Of course they're not. NBC is going to want that USC Notre Dame game just as much, if not more, than you, because they'd get paid. The Irish are trying to put the screws with a narrative that doesn't fly. Now, I'm not one who totally buys into boss babe culture, right? So let's not do that. I'm just saying Jennifer Cohen knows USC's value a lot better than a lot of other people. The Irish are the ones playing the cowardly schedule. The Irish are the ones who cut and run from a rivalry with Michigan. Why should Jennifer Cohen take less money for USC? Why should Jennifer Cohen give Notre Dame everything that their wee little green hearts desire? I don't need her to break down the air raid offense. I need her to protect USC. And that's what she's doing. And that's the memo. Meanwhile, Clippers small forward Derrick Jones Jr., who, at age 28, is a bona fide wee little infant wrapped in swaddling clothes compared with the rest of those old fuddy-duddies on the Clippers. He's now out for a minimum of 6 weeks due to a sprained right medial collateral ligament. It's a knee ligament. Happened in the second quarter in Boston on Sunday. He had started the first 13 games for the old farts in Intuit Arena. The belief is he's going to miss 18 games, could last into January. So now the Clippers are down 3 starters. Jones, Kawhi Leonard, but him missing games is as predictable as Jada Pinkett Smith emasculating her husband, and Bradley Beal's done for the year. The Clippers, as I was creating this clip, have only 2 dudes left on the roster younger than 20. Younger than 30. Former Clipper, former Laker, current Lakers troll Patrick Beverley is in jail for an alleged felony-level assault. And I waited a few days to talk about it. I waited until today to talk about it because I wanted to make sure that Beverley was, in fact, in jail. Because as the fellas on Inside the NBA put it, you know how NBA players, how they front and they face off, but they never throw a punch? Nobody ever fronted like that on Patrick Beverley, because as Charles Barkley put it, Patrick Beverley real. Beverley kept trolling the Lakers in the last few years, and I hate talking about it. You know why? Because Patrick Beverley real. So this dude hooked up with one of Beverly's 17-year-old relatives. And that young man allegedly found out the hard way. Patrick Beverley real. And make sure he doesn't know this because I don't want him trying to find me. Patrick Beverley real. I want to congratulate NBC Sports for recognizing something that the rest of us did back in April. That Rams general manager Les Snead orchestrated a masterstroke by sending the 26th overall pick to Atlanta in exchange for their second-round pick this year and a first-rounder in 2026. We've mentioned this before, that, you know, if things go right, the Rams could trade up in the draft using that pick and their own pick. Well, the Falcons have lost 5 consecutive games, which means the Rams currently have the 8th overall pick, as well as their own pick, which is 29th. And by the way, not only that, Atlanta quarterback Michael Penix placed on injured reserve. Their top wide receiver, former USC guy Drake London, he's been injured. That pick could go up. You've heard of the draft pick value chart, right? When the draft is out, it's like, oh, they're going to trade a 3rd and a 5th, and you add up the numbers and you find out if it's a good deal. Picks 8 and 29 could, theoretically, get the Rams into the top 3. Now, that's not a prediction. But if you get into the top 3, and possibly even higher if you throw another pick or 2 in there, there is a distinct possibility that the Rams could choose their pick. Get the pick of the litter to replace Matthew Stafford when he eventually hangs it up. It only took NBC 7 full months to figure that out. Kudos. And I might add, I'm only sorry that Shedeur Sanders didn't stay another year in college. Am I right? Am I right? Safety Quentin Lake will miss weeks with an elbow injury. Sean McVay said they are waiting to hear what the radiologist says about Lake's MRI. They're going to consult with team doctors, etc. Everything is on the table. It could be injured reserve, maybe surgery, maybe even season-ending surgery. All possible. McVay said it's safety by committee without him. Cam Kinchins, Kobe Durant, and a second-year dude in Josh Wallace got snapped Sunday as a result. It was noticed Sunday that Bronny James started for the Lakers in Milwaukee. The day after, of course. It was a Saturday. Lakers won that game, and they won that game without any offensive contribution from James whatsoever. Unless, of course, you count his 1 assist. I mean, For real, James was on the court for like 10 minutes, and it was like the Lakers were playing 4-on-5, right? Now, I'm not bringing this up to clown Bronny James. I'm bringing it up to talk to you guys about Dalton Connect, okay? Because I acknowledge Connect may not have a long-term future with the Lakers. They did abort a trade last season that would have sent him to Charlotte. But if you're trying to build up the guy's trade value, or maybe you just want to see if the dude can get his shot back and contribute, his playing time is totally dependent upon his teammates being healthy enough to play. And as we previously mentioned, LeBron James might be healthy enough to play tonight. So why are you playing Bronny? And by the way, Connect is easily outscoring James. Not that Connect is lighting the world on fire. He only averages 7 points a game. But Bronny averages 2. So what are we talking about here? But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me about my rant about USC, and if you're starting to see the vision that Jennifer Cohen has been building for their athletic program. For that matter, is there any hope yet left for the Clippers being down 3 starters? And if you enjoyed the update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thanks for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.